What's up everyone? My name is Sleepwell and today I'll be showing you the best stablecoin yield farms for the month of April. If you're new to the channel, I do this monthly, so if that's something you want to keep up with, feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And as usual, every yield farm that I will be presenting in this video will have a higher APY than what's currently available on Anchor Protocol, which is 19.55%. So let's get to it. Let's start off with my favorite, Beefy Finance. It's a good old yield aggregator that's available on like 15 different chains, and now they've actually updated their UI recently that allows us to see all the vaults they have on all chains in one place instead of having to jump around from chain to chain. Since we're here for stables, let's filter out the vaults by stables and sort them by APY. And here's the farm that I wanted to show you. It's called One God Between Two Stables. It is on Fantom, and here you would be providing liquidity to a USDC day liquidity pair on Beethoven, and for that you would be rewarded with 24% APY. As you can see, the APY for this vault has been going down over the past week, and that's mainly because more and more people are depositing their funds here, and also the tokens that are paid out as rewards for providing liquidity to this pool have lost value over the past week, simply because the whole crypto market is tanking. But that's fine, 24% is still very nice on stables. And on top of that, there is no deposit fee or withdrawal fee, which means that you can jump in and out of this pool anytime you want and you won't get penalized. That's pretty much why I still have some funds in this vault. Whenever I want, whenever I need to deploy my funds somewhere else, I withdraw it from here, I use it, and if I get more stables, I can just put it back in. The only fee Beefy charges for this vault is the performance fee, which is 4.5%, but that's taken from the rewards, and your initial is never touched. To get your funds into this vault, you will first have to provide liquidity to the USDC day liquidity pair on Beethoven. So go on there, connect your wallet, wait for the site to load, and then you will be able to deposit your funds. Click invest. Here you have multiple options. You can either deposit one of those tokens, USDC or day, or if you have both, you can deposit both. But if you only have, let's say, USDC, you can just deposit that, and then on the back end, they will purchase day with 50% of the funds that you've deposited. So even if you deposit USDC, you will still be exposed to day. So keep that in mind. Once you've deposited your funds, you will get LP tokens in your wallet, and now you can go back to Beefy and deposit them. Here it will tell you how many LP tokens you have. Just click max, deposit, and after they are deposited, you're automatically earning this 24%. And if you ever want to withdraw, just click withdraw here and withdraw your tokens. Then go back to Beethoven, and you will have to exchange your LP tokens for the funds that you've deposited. So it's pretty simple. Next up, we're moving on to Aurora EVM. We're going to take a look at another yield aggregator called BlueBit. It's super new, like 1 week old, so make sure you understand the risks when it comes to using brand new protocols like this. There could be bugs or exploits in the code that could cause you to lose your funds. Not saying that this will happen here, but just be mindful of that. There's only one stablecoin vault here, it's this one, USDC-USDT liquidity pool on Trisolaris, and the yield on that ranges anywhere from 38 to 74% APY. The reason why this is given as a range is because you can lock up the BBT token, which is the native token for this platform, up to 1 year, and that would increase your boost factor. By default, the boost factor is 1, but once you lock up some tokens, it increases, thus increasing your yield. Obviously, this is a little risky because you don't know if this platform will exist in a year, or maybe the whole Aurora EVM chain won't exist either. So obviously, this is a risk, and you gotta make sure you calculate whether it's worth taking it for you. In my case, if I were to use this platform, I wouldn't lock up any tokens. I would just enjoy this 38%, which is high enough already, and be done with it. There is an 8% performance fee, which is a little high compared to Beefy. However, the yield is higher too, so I think that's fine. And on top of that, there is a 0.5% withdrawal fee if you decide to withdraw within the first 12 hours. Shouldn't be a big deal. Just wait out those 12 hours and you will not have to pay any fees. To get your funds into this vault, you will have to go to Trisolaris and get the USDC USDT liquidity pool tokens. And you will do that by depositing your stablecoins into this pool. This time, you will have to have a 50-50 split between your USDC and USDT. So if you have $2,000, you will have to have $1,000 in USDC and $1,000 in USDT. Once you have that, you will be able to create the liquidity pool tokens. And then once you have them in your wallet, you will go back to BlueBit and stake them here. Once they're staked, you will start earning this yield. Moving on, there is some good yields on Aperture Finance on Polygon. They've come to Polygon around a week ago, so there's not much money deposited here just yet, and that's why the yield is pretty high. With the case of Frax, they only have $700,000 in liquidity, and that's why the yield is anywhere from 28 to 68%. Similar to how it was on BlueBit, if you lock up their native token, which is HND here, you will get higher yield. And if you don't lock up anything, you will get just 28% with the case of Frax. Obviously, up to you if you want to do that. 28% is still pretty good even without any lockups. Next up, we've got Beanstalk on Ethereum. This protocol has actually been around for quite a while, and recently people have started hyping it up on Twitter once again because of the high APY on the Bean stablecoin. The Ponzinomics are pretty confusing, so bear with me as I make an attempt at explaining this. First of all, there is a Bean token, which is a stablecoin of this protocol. You can deposit the Bean token or Bean liquidity pool tokens into silos. In return, you get non-transferable stock tokens and seeds. How many stock and seeds you get depends on what silo you use and how much you deposit. With Bean Silo, for every bean, which is equivalent to $1, you will get 1 stock and 2 seeds. So if you deposit $1,000, you will get 1,000 stock and 2,000 seeds. Then, every hour, each of your seeds earns you 0.001 stock. Owning stock allows you to get bean rewards that are given out if bean is over $1. This system is designed to incentivize people to keep their beans in silos, since you earn more the longer you hold because your stock amount goes up. And if you decide to withdraw your funds from the silo, your stock gets burnt. This allows this protocol to offer over 120% APY on Bean alone, which is incredibly high for a stablecoin, and even higher yields for liquidity pool tokens. And do keep in mind that these two liquidity pools are made up of only stablecoins, so in theory, you shouldn't experience any impermanent loss unless Bean or any other of these stablecoins lose their peg. If you're still confused about how this works, I'll leave a link to the video by the calculator guy where he goes in depth into the Ponzinomics of this protocol. There's a couple major negatives about this protocol. First of all, it's on Ethereum, which means every transaction is going to cost you an arm and a leg, so if you've got a small wallet, it's probably not worth it for you. And second is the risk of Bean losing its peg to the dollar. Let me show you what I mean. Here's the price chart for Bean token since August 5th. As you can see, there is a couple ups and downs that you don't want to see when it comes to stablecoins. On September 15th, it went up to $1.50, and then just a couple of days later, it started sliding down and went all the way to $0.25. This is not what you want to see when it comes to stablecoins. Obviously, it ended up recovering, but I can only imagine what the people that were in this protocol were feeling when this happened. And then we also saw another uptrend on November 23rd. It went up to $1.30, and then on December 10th, it went down to 80 cents. And then a couple more dips, 85, 88 cents. And then ever since like January 31st, it's been pretty smooth. But, you know, that's still a possibility. Obviously, if we look at liquidity, it's been sliding up. There's more and more people putting in their money here. So there's more liquidity, and that means it's a little more safer. However, still something to consider. If you look at this here, the liquidity did go up right before these dips. So maybe there is a correlation here and we will experience another dip soon. We will see, I don't know, but interesting protocol, very high yields, but also a little bit of risk here and there. And last but not least, we've got Aperture Finance on Terra. This one is really cool. They've got delta neutral pools for crypto and stocks, in which you can deposit USD and earn a pretty high APR. For example, this delta neutral ETH pool yields 74% APR. But do keep in mind that there is a $2,000 deposit minimum, and also it will only start earning the promised yield after 2 weeks due to some third-party protocol limitations. So it's more of a long-term investment rather than kind of deposit and then dip after a couple days. I've made a whole video explaining how this protocol works. So if it caught your attention, I highly suggest you watch that video first before investing so that you understand how it works. And that's everything I wanted to show you. Hopefully you learned something new, and thank you for watching.